So welcome everyone. So this is a brand new series that we've just started at the Alliance to really try and showcase our benefit. And today, I'm really excited to have LBB with us and Paul Cooper. He'll be explaining the LBB, but also the exclusive deal that we've brokered with them, but they'll be revealed later. So I'm Terry Martin, Head of Operations of the Alliance. I know that we've got some non-members here, so this is a really good call for you to understand some of the things that we actually do. And obviously we're here to support, promote and champion only exclusively independent agencies. So welcome everyone, really excited about this. Paul, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks very much to the Alliance for inviting me along this morning to show you what LBB is, what it does and what it can help you with. So thanks very much for coming along. I'm going to share my screen with you, take you through a quick presentation, give you the ins and outs of what LBB offers. As soon as I start presenting, I can't see anybody. So hopefully you're all there, you all can hear everything okay. If you've got any questions, please save them for the end if you can. So yeah, I'll crack on with the presentation. I'll share my screen now. If Terry could just let me know if that's presenting okay. Can you see that?
Yes, I can.
You can. Cool.
Perfect.
Okay then. So, Little Black Book. We have been around for about 11, 12 years now. We began in 2011. It's my brother's company. His background is that he used to work at Saatchi & Saatchi. He was at the mill. He was the MD on the Gun Report. So he's very entrenched in the business. When he started Little Black Book, he wanted to put something together for the whole of the advertising community. So he spoke to a lot of people within the industry about what was available already, what people might need. And what he got back was that there were too many local publications. There were no global publications that covered the whole of the advertising.
No, you're right. I am doing.
Hey, Paul, you've gone on
seminar right now, which I am so.
Okay, now can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
What happened there?
Also, just make sure that you're on mute, please.
Yeah, so we set it up because there were no global publications that covered all creative areas of the industry, so agency, production, post, and you couldn't possibly read all the publications that were available because of the cost involved, the time involved, obviously, and the different languages. So LBB was set up as a place that can eliminate the wasted time begging for column space, because as a member, we guarantee coverage of all of your news. So anything that you might want to share, we guarantee that for you, which can save money in time out, man hours, and also the cost of sending press to various publications. So as a time-saving tool, it's become really invaluable for our members. So it's totally data-driven. It gives you exact figures on how many times all your content has been viewed, and it allows companies to get the fame that they're looking for, both globally and locally, through that guaranteed coverage and the various other benefits of membership. So people who use LBB, some numbers. We have around 350,000 unique monthly visitors. Our member breakdown is that 26% are from post-production, music edit, 38% are agency, 36% are production. But our audience breakdown is probably more relevant and more interesting. 40% are agency, 40% now are brands, and brands have just overtaken agencies as our biggest users. And 20% are post and production. We're read in more than 150 countries, and these down here are currently our top 10. All totally backed by data, so you can see exactly how stories, content is performing over time, which is a very valuable tool for people trying to decide where to spend their time and their energies on their messaging and their comms. And it also allows you to see how the competition is performing as well. We have 7 main areas as part of membership. You can send us your press as often as you want to. It will hit the front page of our site. We share everything via Twitter as well. Selected news goes out through Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn too. You can pitch content ideas to our editorial team for regular features that we run. You can also share opinion pieces and thought leadership as well. So it's not just about the news. It's a place where you can share your thoughts on trends and things that are going on within the industry. We also have a whole series of regular feature templates which members can use to showcase their talent, which in turn showcases your brand. These were something that we introduced at the beginning of the first lockdown. As networking, getting out and seeing people in the flesh, showcasing your talent that way became harder and harder, we introduced a bunch of ways that members could do that with some easily downloadable self-publishing templates, which I'll show you a bit later on. You can also pitch us a monthly column. So if you've got somebody who's passionate around a specific topic who might like to write a regular column, you can pitch us ideas for that as well. We have a free to enter award show. So it's called the Immortal Awards. It's growing very quickly. We're into our 5th year now. That's free to enter, but you can only enter it as an LBB member. And then you can also upload all of your work to a creative archive for the whole world to see and view. And most importantly, probably, all the content on LBB is free to view. So whether you're a member or you're not a member, you can come to LBB and you can see all of that content. So news-wise, you can send us news on new hires, business wins, award wins, latest creative, whatever you need. You can pitch ideas to our editorial team for latest trends, a big new topic that you want to get involved in the conversation on. Any idea that you might have, don't be scared to pitch that to us. We've got a very friendly and approachable editorial team. We then have a selection of regular themes which you can also pitch to our editorial team for written features. High Five is a daily roundup of the best news from around the world. So today it might be a High Five Germany, tomorrow it might be a High Five Czech Republic or wherever. So it's 5 pieces of the best advertising from the last month or so, chosen by a member on the ground in that country. So it's a really nice way to share the best creative around the world daily. And we send that out via a news blast at midday to our members or anybody who's signed up to our newsletters email blast as well. 5 Minutes With is an interview where we talk to big industry names, so big directors, big creatives, people who are running agencies, a global view on what's happening in the industry. Behind the work, so as the nice content is coming in, there's a really nice piece of work that the editorial team want to dig a little bit deeper with. They will go back to maybe the agency, the brand, the production company, the post house, get some insights into the creative process on those particularly nice pieces of content. Brand insight. So as the brands are getting more involved with what we're doing, our global editor now, her main job is talking to the brands. So they've always used it as a resource. They're now using it more and more as a place to talk about what they do. So Brand Insights is a series of interviews with people at brands. Uprising is becoming our fastest growing channel. It's a place where we're interviewing up and coming junior and mid-level talent, whether that's creatives, planners, directors, musicians. Everybody wants to know who the next Dave Droga or the next Ridley Scott or the next John Hegarty might be. So this is a place where we're interviewing those people that we think are the future of our industry. Trends and Insight, so it's a place to talk about something that you've seen within the industry, a trend that you're seeing that you might want to talk about. So we've got creative strategists, management from all across the world talking on a wide topic base with a very international flavour. And then we have the newest part of LBB are these downloadable self-publishing templates, which members can use as often as they want to profile their people. So you don't need to pitch for these. you can just download the questions and use them to showcase your talented crew. So we have them for leadership. We have the essential list is a fun listicle thing. It's looking at kit culture, cuisine, travel, just cool stuff that people are into and some nice imagery. The influencers are for people who might like to write some regular thought leadership pieces around whatever they feel, really, some, you know, a big topic, whether it's a big sporting event, something that's going on globally with the industry, a Netflix show. It's a really nice place to develop your people as thought leaders. So if you've got people you're really looking to launch as thought leaders, it's a nice place to be able to do that. My biggest lessons, people talking about a piece of advice that they were given at some point in their career, which really helped them. And it's a nice place to share that knowledge, pass those lessons along to others. My creative hero is perfect for creatives or directors within production companies, a place to talk about somebody who is a specific inspiration and why. So it might be a big creative, it might be a film director, it might be a musician or an artist. We're all inspired by different people. So this is a place to talk about those inspirations. Problem Solved is an agency feature, and it's a new one. So it's looking at projects that go beyond regular campaign work and are using creativity to solve different sorts of business problems. So things like digital transformation projects, product development, employee engagement initiatives, e-commerce platforms. And it's good, it's something nice pre-award to look back on effectiveness when you're putting together case studies. Production line interviews with agency and brand in-house producers about how the production role has changed over time, integrating, navigating new channels, new technologies. Creativity Squared, so it's a series of interviews with creatives, but a slightly different angle. So looking at the psychology of creativity. The work that made me is looking back on somebody's career. So maybe for more senior people, sharing their first campaign, some of the work that they're proudest of over their career, maybe something that somebody else made that they're jealous of, that they wish they'd thought of. So it's a really nice feature for people around the world to see some older work from different markets that they may not have seen before. Planning for the Best, so that's interviews with planners and strategists talking about what they do. And then, as I said, there's the opportunity to write a column. So if you've got somebody who might be passionate about something specific, you can pitch ideas for that. So we've got people talking about diversity, sustainability, art, various different things there. And we're always looking for new areas there. We've then got some which are based more in the makers world for production and post-production. But I'll skip over those because they're probably not as relevant to you guys as the agency features are. But you can look at this stuff. It's all available in our editorial toolkit if you want to look at it at a later date. So as you can see, there are lots and lots of different ways to use LBB, not just to share your news, share your thoughts, but also to share your talent as well. And we've recently added some new ones. So we've got a thing called Dream Teams, which is for people who work as a partnership, whether that's a creative partnership or maybe a directorial duo or whatever. New ones around data, sustainability, production and technologists. And the most recent interview we've added is for new business people, because we think they obviously carry out an incredibly important role in all of our businesses, but don't always get a chance to talk about that. That's just a quick view of the news channels, the ones that are particularly popular. So 5 minutes with editors' picks, Uprising, Behind the Work always do particularly well. And then we've got our award show. So it's called the Immortal Awards. We're into our 5th year now. We spoke to a lot of industry people before we launched this because we were aware there's a lot of award shows out there. We thought if we're going to do something, we want to do something very different. So spoke to a lot of people, worked very closely with Sir John Hegarty, who is now LBB's chairman as well. And what we came up with was something that's easy to enter, it's free to enter, but it's hard to win. So it's called the Immortal Awards because the idea is only the very best creative each year will be awarded, the sort of thing that everybody's going to remember in 5-10 years' time. So for each of the 4 years that we've run the Immortal Awards, only 4 pieces of work each year has been deemed immortal by the jury. What we then do with all the points that the jury award for the work is we put together a league table of creativity, so you can come to the league table and you can see who are the best performing agencies, production companies, post houses, music edit companies globally, to see who's performing well in the award show. Membership also gives you a place to share an archive of your best work from the past as well, because generally when a company joins us, they can have a nice body of work that they would like people to see. Depending on the level of membership you have, you either get 150 or 250 pieces of work you can add to the archive. Like with everything else in LBB, it's totally free to view. So it's become a really nice resource for agencies and brands who are looking for content. So you can search by category, by location, by genre. So you might be looking for comedy car ads made in the US or VFX heavy beer commercials made in the UK or whatever. But it's a nice place to source content. And all of that content, like the news, is pinned to a company's page where you can track it through, find out more about that company. You can also create reels or collections of work here to build collections of your own stuff to share with prospective clients, or put together collections of other people's work for research or for mood boards. Membership also gives you access to our job board. So if your HR department are looking to hire people, the job board is free to use as part of membership as well. So that's become something that's being used more and more now, with people maybe not only looking in their backyard for people, for staff, but looking more internationally as well. And we're also feeding association websites, which is something that no other platform or publication is set up to do as well. So that's pretty much it, really. As Terry said, we've worked with the association to negotiate a network, a deal for all their members. So we have various different levels of membership depending on how much our members need us to do for them. The basic levels are silver and gold. Silver gives you absolutely everything that I've shown you. It gives you 2 entries to the Immortal Awards, and it gives you an archive of 150 videos. Gold gives you the full 5 entries to the Immortal Awards, so no company can enter any more than 5 pieces of work, and it gives you an archive of 250 videos. And both of those levels of membership, we've negotiated a 50% discount for new members from the Alliance for the first year, and then every subsequent year we will give a 20% discount on membership after that. So yeah, there are other levels of membership as well for people who need some help with written content and strategy, which I can tell you about afterwards if anybody is interested. But that's pretty much it, really. That's what we do. That's what we offer. I'll stop sharing screens now, and if anybody has got any questions, please jump in.
Thanks so much, Paul. That was brilliant, really interesting stuff there. And just to confirm it, so what we've discussed with LBB is that it'll be 50% in the first year, and then subsequent years, as long as you're an Alliance member, that is, 20% off your membership, which I think is a really good deal. And if you really wanted to try it at the £1,000 mark, it'd be, you know, 500 for the year. And all these sort of ways that you can get involved with the platform and sort of promote your agency and expose it, I think that's a bargain, pretty much. So thanks very much for helping us to get to that point where we can offer our members, you know, 50%, 20% after that. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone? Well, I've got a question.
I think, just to say, Terry, I think what we found from our members is that they've found it a really nice brand building tool for themselves. We've had a lot of new agencies who have set up over the last couple of years during a pandemic, who are obviously looking to make a little bit of noise. And that mixture of being able to share news, bit of thought leadership, and then use those self-publishing features has given them a really nice way to build their brand in the way that they want to maybe by sending content to other publications, they don't always get that opportunity to do.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I was also just thinking, like, in terms of content, if you're posting on LBB, I suppose it's an element though of like the cream rises to the top. So you definitely need to make sure that that content that you're putting out there is the very, very best that it can be. And I suppose then it'll be really picked up by editorial. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, the editorial team are writing their own content. They're also talking to members. So if they see something that they think is really cool, they will get back and they'll maybe do it behind the scenes or what have you. They're always looking for people to be pitched for the Uprising features, the various other features that we have. So we introduce any members to their local editor so they can start a conversation if they've got something that that they want to pitch to the editorial team. So yeah, the better the content, the more likely it is to be picked up for the newsletters. The self-publishing features pretty much always get picked up on the newsletters. So they're a nice way to get yourself on our daily newsletters. So we do 2 newsletters every day. First one goes out very early in the morning because it's going out to Australia and all sorts of places. So that is the best content that we've had on the site the previous day. And then at midday, as I said, we do the high 5 as well, which is the best 5 pieces of advertising from a different country every day. And if you aren't on the newsletter, if you go to LBB, click on any of the news stories, you'll see a sign up at the bottom where you can sign up to get those newsletters yourself. It's a really nice summary of the best stuff from around the world every day.
Yeah, I think from an Alliance point of view, also you've been our media partner for a couple of years now, sort of thing, and we've really had some great success with yourselves. We did a talk with Sir Martin Sorrell, and we posted that sort of we actually advertised it on the site, and we sort of did a blog afterwards, and we had thousands of views from that. Which is great. And we've also, quite a few of our members are actually already sort of members of LBB. I know that Freedom is, and we've had some great success with the Elephant Room also. I think they were just talking about some new hires, a couple of thousand views. So really, really good success stories that we can talk about there.
We've seen lots of LBB stuff shared to LinkedIn as well. So it's very easy to share content from LBB directly to social media. So all of the news on the site, there are there are buttons which you can just click, and that will push that directly out through LinkedIn, through Facebook, through Twitter. I think sometimes people like to share stuff that's featured on a platform rather than sharing it themselves, because it gives it that sort of third party.
Yeah, it elevates it.
It's a strange thing, but people seem to like to show that it's been on an external platform sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. We've got a question from Nick Gray. Nick.
Hi, Paul. Well, it's 2 things really. First of all, an observation which might be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but is it geared more to the ad industry? And the 40% of agencies that are members, what proportion of them are a bit more integrated than pure advertising? That was one question. The next question was, if we sign up, which we probably will, everyone will buy into it from my team and no one will use it. What I wanted to know about the onboarding element, can we do a mini version of this with some of my key people so they get excited too?
Of course, yeah. I'm always happy to do. Anybody who wants to do, a call on their own afterwards, just to go through anything more in a bit more detail, I'll always do that. And yes, if you've got 3 or 4 people who are going to be looking after it, you can have as many admins on a membership as you want. Some agencies will have somebody who looks after their archive, somebody who does the awards, somebody who does, the HR. So you can have as many as you want, and we'll do a call with, whoever, so that they know exactly how to do everything. And then we've got an account management team who will be in touch over the year. If we see that somebody's bought something and they're not using it, that doesn't benefit you, it doesn't benefit us. So we want to make sure people are making the most of all these tools. So we'll be in touch over the year as well. And then to your first point, historically, it has, it started as an advertising platform, but we've now got media agencies, branding agencies, digital agencies. We had a CRM agency join us the other day. So I think the fact that 40% of our audience and rising are brands means it's a relevant audience to anybody who's looking to get their stuff in front of brands, really.
Okay, great, thank you.
Are there any other questions? No one? Okay.
Terry, has everybody got my email address, or if they want to, want to do a follow-up?
Yeah, so what we'll do after this, we'll do a little wrap to all the people who, well, probably to the whole membership, but it will be the recording of this video, the deck, if you could share that also, and we'll make sure that your contact details are they in the deck actually? But I'll put them on the email.
No, I think some more general ones because other people.
No problem.
As well.
Yeah, but we'll share that all anyways to the membership, because I think everyone should definitely get their eyes on this, because it's a really, really good benefit of being an Alliance member. Oh, have we got Rachel? Do you have a question or?
Yes, I do have a question. I'm not actually a member or an agency, so I didn't want to jump in. But if there aren't any other questions, we're actually a music service that's targeted at broadcasters and agencies, and I wondered if there's any. I think this perhaps is a separate conversation that I could maybe have with you, Paul, or someone in your team about forums you have for, I don't know if it's advertising or what it is, but we're looking to sort of reach the people using your service, and I just wondered if there's a way of kind of having a commercial conversation with you about that.
Yes, I'm always happy to have a chat. We have a lot of music companies who are part of the community already. We've got, publishing companies, we've got sync companies, we've got all sorts of music companies and sound studios who use LBB to, because the audience is one that they want to be getting in touch with as well. So yeah, if you'd like to have a separate call to chat about what you do and what we might be able to help with, I'd love to do that.
That's great. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, well, good. So I suppose I'm going to give you guys 30 minutes back for the day, actually. Brilliant. But just to say, to end everything, just a personal sort of comment on this whole thing. I've been working with the guys at LBB for a couple of years now. And one thing I've really noticed, which is great, is that they're always there and they answer your questions sort of almost immediately. So any issues you got, or you've just got a question that you need answered, the guys are always there to pick up the phone or, reply to an email, which is really great and refreshing, because I've worked with other publications and, well, let's just say that answers are not forthcoming sometimes. So it's just really refreshing to work with LBB. And I hope that our members also agree. So thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
30 minutes, and
as well.
I'll send everything over to you guys so you can learn more about it. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, Paul.
Bye. Bye. Bye.